Hello and welcome to Casual Leaves. Just want to do a quick afternoon video where I want to repot one of my philodendrons and basically add a moss pole. And I thought it would be a good time to record the whole process, see the progress of the plant as we move ahead in the future, so I can keep a track of how well it did. Right now it's not really a big plant, it's a small plant, but it's a good time for me to add a moss pole to it. So that's the idea. And while I do that, I'm gonna have my cup of tea, and you can do that as well as you watch this video, and maybe even repot with me. So while I'm gonna be doing my reporting, you can do it as well with the video playing in background. So that's the whole idea today, a very relaxed afternoon, slowed down kind of a version. So let's start with it. But before we begin, thank you so much for joining me. It means a lot that you came here to watch the video. And I make houseplant videos and at times review and unboxing videos. So do subscribe to the channel. And if you're returning here, thank you so much for coming back one more time. It means a lot. Okay, so I'm just going to pull up my plant. And this is the plant I am going to be repotting, which is my philodendron Melanochrysum. I got this about 2.5 months back, and I was waiting for a new leaf to come before adding a moss pole and repotting it, but it's not really doing much. And there was a little moment where I thought there'll be a new leaf, but there's something weird going on where a leaf out of a leaf out of a leaf keeps coming, like these kind of offshoots are there, but I really can't make out what's happening. There was a lot of dried kind of coating on this little nub, if I can call that, but it didn't really open up. And I think there are two things happening here. There's one little leaf thing here and there's one here. So anyway, I know that this is kind of stuck right now and it's on like a slow pace of growth. So typically I would have avoided repotting it in order for it to pick up some speed in pushing out new leaves. But if it's anyway taking time, I might as well repot it. And I have a feeling that there could be some sort of a pest situation because of what's happening here, but can't really identify it right now. So the best thing is just to repot it and give it a new home. So I am going to be using one of these acrylic moss poles. I will initially start folding this up, and I'm thinking today maybe if I should lay down the moss while I'm making it. So that's a different way of doing it. And this is the pot I want to use, which is definitely a size upgrade, and I will need that when the moss pole goes in. So I'm hoping this is the right size. I am just going to turn this downward so you can see what I'm doing as I do it. Really happy with these moss poles. Earlier I've tried the basic standard ones, the old kinds, but never worked for me. In fact, it really put me off. Didn't really want to have plants which need moss pole on them, but I'm hoping that these work better. Have you ever tried these kind of moss poles? If you have, do let me know your tips on how you make it work in the best possible way. I'm very new with them, so let's see how it's gonna be. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go for the smaller size of it. There are two options, but I want to have a more compact kind of a moss pole, so I'm going for this dimension right now. So I think I'm gonna lay out the moss first, but I'm gonna leave a part of this for the soil to come in. So this part is where I'm gonna start adding my moss pole. But before that, a quick sip. So this is the sphagnum moss I have. This is a very nice, clean sphagnum moss. It's from House of Merak, and I'm really happy with this. It is actually very fresh, and I have just recently used it for one of my other plants. So I have good hopes with this one. So this is the first time I'm doing it this way, where I'm adding the moss pole, or where I'm adding the sphagnum moss before I put it into the pot. This is so easy, this is so quick. I really like this concept of open moss poles, which you can make on your own. So this is fine, and this is actually already done. So there you go, this is ready. I haven't filled it right to the top because the length of my plant isn't that much. And yep, looks perfect. This part here, I will have to make a bit of a judgment because I will be adding soil in my pot here. I think I can go down a bit more. I can push this, or I can add a bit of sphagnum moss from here. I think this is perfect for now, I guess. Maybe I can add a bit more, just a bit more. This is going to be a messy one. There's just no way to do this in a very tidy way, but it's fine. So there we go. This bit is ready. Now we just need to unpot my stand. Okay, so I've got my tray here, and we will just start removing the plant. Not expecting good roots because overall the health of the plant is, oh my god, this was in a net thing. I hate it. I just hate when the plants are in this sort of a net pot. This is just really bad for plants. Maybe this is the reason why the plant is having troubles. I just hate this so much because I don't know why they even put it. Maybe I don't know, but I don't like it one bit. See, there's nothing. Like, this stops the growth for the plant, in my opinion. I don't know about the technicality here, but I do not really like these kind of netting pots to be there. If there is someone watching who knows if it's good or bad, how to deal with it, please do let me know. I really don't know how it works, what's the function of it, and what are we meant to do. In my opinion, it just slows down the growth for the roots. That's my opinion. Okay, so this is what I will be working with. Not removing too much of the soil because I don't want to disturb the plant too much. I have been doing that a lot with all my plants, and I am not really the most gentle person with these kind of delicate things. So that's what I will stop at. Okay, so just keeping this aside for a bit, we are gonna try and put this in here. Let me see how I can do that. So I've got my soil here, my standard chunky soil mix from Little Jungle. I love it so much. This is the best soil I've had ever, I think. So just gonna try and add some bigger chunks into the moss bowl. I'm going to add some here for the base and gently try to that into the moss bowl. So the idea here is to start with the moss from the top of the pot and have some soil inside. Some of the people say the moss shouldn't touch the soil mix, and I tried that yesterday with one of my other plants, but I don't think it really should be a problem, so I'm doing it like a rough thing with this plant now. So this is pretty steady already. That's a good thing. And now I will just try and place the plant here. I think I'm going to tie this first and then try to add the soil so that the plant is in place. There are kind of these aerial roots. They are sort of dried up, but I'm guessing the plant is ready to push out some aerial roots once they get access to the moss. So I didn't hit the record button, I think, and I have done a lot of stuff here and spoken a lot, but I'll just fill you in again. What I've done is before I added the soil into my pot, I tied these two little ropes here for support. You can add any of the things to make sure that the plant is touching the moss pole behind, like these openings. I want the nodes to overlap that, and that is what I've done here, which you can't see, but over there, so that the stem is attached through the moss pole and it gets the direction to grow upwards. So that is the thing I did first. Before even adding the soil, I placed my moss pole into the pot, tied up the plant to it, and then I added the soil mix. That's what I did. I have retained these charcoal pieces from the earlier potting mix, and I'm just placing them here on top because it's good for the plant and I think it likes it. Really sorry about, I don't know why I didn't record that whole section. Happens, YouTube isn't easy at all. So anyway, this is done. We are done. I've tried to use a stick to push the soil down because we don't want the roots to have too much of space in between and no contact with the soil. So I've tried to press down the soil as well, and this is how it's finally looking. I think it looks really great. I haven't filled up the entire length of the moss pole because my plant is pretty small. In fact, this much is enough, more than enough for it. So I think this is looking very nice. I should have tried doing it before. We spoke about this little net pot, why it was there, I don't know. Honestly, don't know how much didn't get recorded, so sorry if I'm duplicating what I'm saying, but it's happened now, can't help it. YouTube problems. So I'm just going to clean up a bit here and come back and show you the plant one more time. Okay, so here we are, and That's how it's looking in some good natural lighting. This leaf is quite a bit damaged. I don't know from what. I think it was actually like this when it came, these two. And this is not like the newest leaf, but the new one of the newer leaves. I'm hoping that this thing picks up and we see some good growth. I overall really love the setup. I love how bushy this is looking right now, and earlier it felt very flimsy, frail, as if falling down. Now it doesn't feel that way. It feels and looks stronger. I'm yet to water this. Moss is slightly damp. Think gonna just leave it like that for now. A lot to learn for me about these kind of moss spores and everything, but this is the way to learn by doing it. So I'm hoping this works really well, and let me know what you think. If you watched this video till here, thank you so much for staying right till the end. And if you liked it, please do like and subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and do me a favor and watch the next video. And I'll see you next time. Bye.